Hello, everyone. This is Dionne Williams with the Emerge Fashion Show, and this is our new podcast series for our Emerge Design Talk, where we talk to icons, legends, and just all around notables in the fashion industry. I'm super excited about my first podcast today. Today, I'm going to be speaking with someone that I have admired who is from Chicago, Alonzo Jackson of Fashion Geek. So I'm just going to bring him on already. Hello, Alonzo. Zoe.
Hey, hello everybody. How you doing?
Oh my God, I'm so excited you are here today. I met you maybe once or twice, but I'm always watching you from afar, watching all your moves. So I admire all the work that you do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
So
We
let's
working a
get
little
it.
bit.
Yeah, let's get into it. What I love about you is that you're a fashion person. Like it's not just
Yeah,
I know you're into sneakers, so I'm going to enjoy this conversation because you really know fashion.
yeah, definitely.
So you're from Chicago, right? You grew up in Chicago. Tell me about how you grew up. Like, what side of town did you grow up in? Like, what high school you went to? Stuff like that.
I go to Southside of Chicago, and project is called Load Homes. It's actually still a project there. I ride past there often, just to check it out, whatever the case is. But I was born and raised 95th and Harvard, Southside. I got through it. I got to Leo High School. I went to all boy Leo High School because I played basketball. That was my thing, basketball, and that's what pretty much opened me up to just relationships, whatever. My basketball career. I had a really cool basketball career. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. I was pretty cool in basketball. That's a lot of people don't know that. Unless just my close friends know that. But yeah, I was into basketball first, and what got me into fashion is the statistics of people I knew that didn't make it. You know what I'm saying? Right after college, it was like that was just it, and I just couldn't no diss to the school teachers or anything like that. I'm just like, nah, I don't even like talking in front of people. What else am I gonna do? And my only love I had, just as equal as basketball, was fashion.
So out of high school, was it in high school or grammar school? Like, how did you get into fashion? How did you start? How did that interest peak like that?
I tell everybody the same. It's just the ability of not being able to afford anything. I had a very poor grammar school year too. He was like in eighth grade. My mom got a good job, and I felt like she just tried to take care and do things because she knew we had it so tough before that. So I got quick into Avirexes and Pelly jackets and Jordans. Then, like I knew what I liked. They come from the projects, and those street guys had everything you want. So that was like what drew me to it. But once I got in it, I never wanted to do anything else. So probably like by eighth grade, when I started getting, like you said, we all had Carl Canal for our eighth grade trip. You know what I'm saying? Graduation trip. And when I went to Leo, which was an all boys school, we had to wear uniform. The only thing that made us stand out is like on Fridays, we get to dress down. And that's when people got to see, like, oh, he's really into this for real.
So where did you get your information from regarding, like, how did you start learning about it and studying it?
Well, always just the simple way, just with the magazines, of course, at first, before the internet. I've always had the sources, the vibes, all the magazines that was just urban fashion. But
Mhm.
early it was forced to be a little more tapered and tailored because I went to a Catholic all boys school. So it was
Mhm.
like a make the way uniforms every day. It's real prestigious, and you know, you had to be suited just to go to school. So it was like both. How can we make our uniforms look cool, you know what I mean, without feeling like we dressed up? And so we out of the uniforms, what were we doing on the weekends? So that was what really gave me a like education, just time ties and the difference between casual and trying to mix uh street fashion with with the uniform. So he was just trying to outsmart the teachers. Like, yo, these are dress shoes, these are Jordans, but they all black. You know what I'm saying? It's like that. But that's why I got the education, just through the magazines and just the hip hop era, just like everybody else.
That's right.
I got street education, the urban education. You know what I'm saying? As far as really getting into it was just wanting to be different. And when I started traveling, I was crazy about New York. You know what I'm saying? I always was in New York, always, and it would just be mind blowing. Every time I go, you think you the top guy and you see these guys and you like, back to the drawing board. This dude, you know what I'm saying? You walking past editors and all the top magazines. I was doing a lot with Complex magazine back then, you know what I'm saying? So that's what really got me education, because I didn't go to school for it. I just really just focused and studied every inning and just Googled to death. Even to this day, I'm heavy on Google all day. Like, if I don't know about you, I'm gonna Google you, tell you your whole life in case I run into you. You know what I'm saying? It's just preparing myself to be able to take on the world without it.
So how did you start Fashion Geek? How did that start up, the Fashion Geek movement?
Fashion Geek start was I used to work in the store. I really never got a check from it, but I was in there working for like 4 years. Leaders 1354. That was like my education. Corey had a boutique. This is my mentor, Ari Gilkey. We actually shooting a documentary for him now, but he had a little boutique on 53rd and in Hyde Park, and it was just about being left. So when everybody was urban, it was more of a conscious boutique. You know what I'm saying? When we were selling Black Panther tees, Angela Davis tees, just going that route. And during that time, we had switched it early before everybody got to it. Everybody was still, urban was so baggy. At this time, we had switched it like, yo, we going more into a fitted, you know what I'm saying, silhouette. And that's what really got it, because I would learn the brands on just their fit. You know what I mean? I'd be like, yo, I can't, I'm a bigger dude. I gotta wear Prada makes a 2X that fits me, you know what I'm saying? But at the time, the LV and Gucci's didn't, so it was that was just the always trying to just figure out, what other brands were doing. But that's how I learned it, just being under Corey from Leaders, and that's why I got the proper education.
And what is Fashion Geek? What is Fashion Geek?
Fashion Geek is a brand that was started while I was at Leaders. I was making these T-shirts that had images on them like everybody else. You remember them T-shirts with any type of image you can think of? I was doing that out my. I've always wanted to do it, but then I just started thinking like, yo, everybody is doing this, so start an actual brand, because this is becoming the cool thing, and it's not really fashion people that's doing this. It's just more like a hustle. I started a brand, we love Ralph Lauren and Polo like everybody else, you know what I'm saying? So I wanted to create a character that you couldn't tell if it was Black owned or white owned. So I created this duck, you know what I'm saying? Everybody fell in love with the duck instantly. It was a hit, we had a big Complex party with Dave Jeff, and I took, I made up like 100 T-shirts, and I gave all my guys T-shirts, like, put this on for this party, please. They wound up making a Complex magazine, and that was like when the world got to see it, but it was like my launch as well, because I just put out 24 to 36 pieces, and it made the Complex magazine the first time I put out some T-shirts. So, and it was a big magazine, and I still got a magazine because Kanye West was on the cover. So it was just the ironic, it was just the irony, was just like, yo, how did this happen? You know what I'm saying? And everybody started asking, emailing from all over the world. I didn't even have labels yet. It was just a T-shirt I put out just with this duck. And everybody loved the duck, like, yo, that's nice. And I just was real strong on not being able to tell if there was a Black brand or a white brand, you know what I'm saying, or any brand. I didn't want it to be FUBU or Mecca. That's all the stuff I grew up to. I just wanted it to be timeless and just judge it on, just from what it was. So that's how it started.
That's how it starts. So how did you get going? Like a lot of creatives and designers listen to this podcast and show, and they always want to know, how did they get it going? So once you decided what that was going to be and logo, how did you start marketing it and getting it
Well,
out there to the
I
masses?
I got a lot of people that didn't like it at first. You know what I'm saying? So that
Mhm.
was my inspiration. I've always been left and to the left. And I used to have a saying, if you like it, then it's not good. That used to be my little thing. I say to myself, like, yo, if everybody likes it, then it's not good because the masses don't know for the most part. You know what I'm saying? So uh what got it going is Kanye throw a t-shirt on. He wore it in the midst of him, just being Kanye West, like the most fashionable dude in the world. He wore a t-shirt, and there's at the just again like one of the top boutiques in the world, especially the Midwest. People were traveling from all over the world because of the sneaker accounts and everything we had. So they were coming there to get all the top Nikes and BBC ice cream and all this. And they always wind up like, yo, let me have that t-shirt too. They never heard of it, but they'll leave. And at the time, social media was just pure. So it'll just be just word of mouth. And what people don't know, what made the brand do so well is I couldn't afford to ship it everywhere.
Mhm.
So by me not being able to afford to ship it everywhere, they always thought it was limited and it was like impossible to get, which it was, but it was only because I couldn't afford to send it to the store. That store, I had every store at one time, like, yo, I want some Fashion Geek in my store. And I'll sit with these guys and they'll write up an order that'd be like 10 grand. Like, all right, I'm gonna do it. And then once I get home, really couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So it got creepy, but it was actually great marketing because
Yeah.
after years, they like, man, we've been trying to get Fashion Geek for years. You know what I'm saying? And we just can't. And it wound up us on the marketing side.
So how was it coming up with, the Chicago creatives and designers like you and Kanye West, Dave Jeff, Don C, that whole group? How was that coming up when you all coming up together or during that time? How was that? How was the scene in Chicago?
I mean, the energy was amazing, but it was tough. You know what I'm saying? Because Kanye set a bar so crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was just like this dude wasn't just Chicago fashion at the time. And I still say this, regardless of what people think of him, and even what I think of him now, he's still the most influential dude in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And so coming behind that, and then if you really know Don C, like I really know him, he's been that guy, that's been around for probably 30 years of being the freshest dude in the world. You know what I'm saying? So between knowing that, then Dave Jeff is my brother who I watched scorcher Chicago, you know what I'm saying, with block parties and his marketing and going out of town. So it was just like I had great mentors looking at it, but at the same time, it was like it was such a big market that they wasn't touching because that at the time just had the hype kid that's just like I want everything Kanye with. And I had just the streets. I had the guys that was just every day that's coming in leaders coming from in all of the hood stores around Chicago, like, yo, we want Fashion Geek. Because I was just attainable. They was able to touch me. It was just easier when people was just like, nah, we rocking with Zoe. We rocking with Zoe. You know what I'm saying? And even to this day, I used to say, like, as much as I love Don and Dave, 10 years ago, they wasn't probably selling half the amount of t-shirts I was selling because I had such a following that was like, yo, you guys are considered the cool, but if we talking about numbers, people in
Yeah.
Chicago, they really, really rock with my brand. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope. Just looking at what they did, what I felt they didn't do, you know what I'm saying? And what would I do different? So it was good. It was good.
What do you think about Chicago fashion? Like, do we have a fashion? Or we used to have a fashion week, but what do you think about? Because New York and different other countries. What do
Yeah.
you think about Chicago's fashion scene?
You know, a Chicago fashion scene, the only issue I have with it, it seems like it's more so clicked, you know what I mean? As
Mhm. Yeah.
opposed to really just dealing with influential, stylish people that really understand what's going on, and that tends to be just to come off insulting because you got a whole following in New York or a huge following in LA or even people in Japan. You know, I got so many people that help my stuff and rock with me around the world. And then Chicago be like, that's just Zoe with Fashion Geek. You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah,
just
that's
don't really,
exactly.
they just don't understand it. You know what I mean? Like if you really know me, you would
Yeah,
say like, no, he's really into this. It's not just, I got Fashion Geek, but then I'm Alonzo Jackson. It's a whole big difference. So for the most part, I'll never down the city because I'm Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I was told numerous times you got to move. You got to get out of here. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Bad names. You know what I'm saying? For the longest, like you got to leave, and I didn't. So I'm proud of it, but it's tough in Chicago because I just feel like the proper education is not here. You know?
I know when I went into your store one year, several years ago in the South Loop, and I was familiar with your brand, but not really you. So when I was
Mhm.
in the store, you had some Alexander McQueen shirts.
Yeah.
And so I was like, who is this in Chicago? And so Southside know about Alexander McQueen because that's one of my favorite designers.
Me too.
How, who are some of your favorite designers?
Well, my favorite designer ever is Rick Owens. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
That's
yeah.
been I've
Hmm.
been in the Rick Owens for about 15 years now, maybe almost 20. Like I was in the Rick early, before anybody. Like when I was wearing Rick, everybody was clowning me. It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But that's like my favorite design. Of course, I'm into Alexander McQueen. I'm really into Virgil right now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because Virgil is doing an excellent job of adding street and street wear. You know what I'm saying? Making it luxury. Like so. I mean, I'm a fan of everybody who's in it for real. Like I'm all over the place. My top brand that I've been wearing for 8 months now has only been Prada. I'm loving everything Prada is doing right now, but
Hmm.
I'm everywhere. Like if it's dope, Greg Loren is one of my favorite, designers. Um, I'm everywhere. It's just so many local, smaller names right now that's doing their thing. I love that. I love it's guys that you can say, yo, I want this Rick Owens jacket and I want this jacket or these jeans from Brandon Riles. You know what I'm saying? That's a Chicago designer that makes dope denim. So I'm all over the place.
I love that. So I produced the Emerge Fashion Show that happens during New York Fashion Week. Do you love the shows in New York and other countries? Because I know you attend them. So what? And if I know you do. What do you like about them?
Well, this is the thing with Fashion Week in London and in Paris and everything. I don't get to go because I'm claustrophobic, and I
Oh,
haven't I haven't been able to get past the flight time. So
yeah.
it's like every year I book a show. Virgil sends me passes every year.
Because I saw
Tyler sends
your whole crew there at Virgil's show. I was like, "Where's
every year,
Lonzo?"
and I just sit there like. I'm gonna watch it live because I can't, but it's just that bothers me. It's funny you bring that up because that bothers me. That almost feels like the only thing I haven't done that hasn't. That's the stamp that I haven't. You know what I'm saying? Gotten in this because of not because I can't go because I get all the invites. Those are all my
Yeah.
friends. It's just when they be like, "Yo, this flight is 6," and I just can't even think
I
of that. I'm
know.
claustrophobic. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. I go to LA often, and that flight kills me.
Yeah.
Kills. You know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. But in New York, man, it's nothing better than being in New York, just period. But with Fashion Week, just the energy to go to a show, then leave, go to another show, go to another an event, go to a club that's all the fashion designers. Like it's nothing in the world better to me than New York Fashion Week and just with what it stands for. It's the best thing ever. Ever. I strongly
Yeah.
suggest anybody to do that. Yeah.
Yes. And so the sneaker game, like, I had to everyone that I've been interviewing on the podcast and the live, I admire, and you have to do some research. But for you, I had to really research because the sneaker world is a whole nother world. It is
Yeah.
a whole nother world. So all the levels and all the people. So I'm just like taking hours to make sure I kind of at least sound a little intelligent on this sneaker game. So how did you get into this sneaker game? I know you're already in fashion and urban wear, so that's the same. But how did
Okay.
the sneaker?
Oh, well, just the sneaker game, period.
Yeah, the sneaker game. Period.
That was everything. That started with being at Leaders, you know what I'm saying, and understanding sneakers. Shout out to my brother Vic Lloyd, Corey Gilkey, Mike, and Ty. I was like the Leaders crew, and it was all about sneakers. Dave Jeff had the boutique up the street. You know what I mean? That was just dominating the sneaker world as well with Nike. With being around Leaders, I learned to look at other stuff outside of Nike. Nike is so dope as far as creativity and marketing. Like, we was just taught Nike and Jordan, you know what I'm saying? But when you got around Leaders, they made it really cool to say, yo, everybody is wearing Nike. Everybody is wearing this. We want to walk in there and be with, just straight individuals that don't look like nobody else. So I definitely got into the sneaker game. It was crazy because you find yourself buying everything that dropped every week just to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just,
Right, exactly.
I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? And I have a problem with that to this day. Like, because I shop the way I do, and you like, yo, I need that. Shoe come out, I need that. Then I like the way the shoe looks. So I'm online trying to get every color because I like it. And then it's just, I don't want to say it's stupid, but it's a crazy habit that I'm happy that I shook, because I don't consider myself a sneakerhead anymore. Do I wear new shoes pretty much every day? Yes. You know what I'm saying? I have a sneaker deal and I still love it. But the difference with me always was, a sneakerhead is the dude that chases the sneakers that these blogs tell you are hot. I was always different. What everybody knew about me is I wore what you call general releases, the shoes that are coming Foot Locker and Champs that everybody can get, and made people want those. So people would be like, yo, I didn't even want those until I saw you with them. That was always my reputation. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want the sneakerhead, whatever. Like, that's cool. I'm gonna wear this one. There's no line, no weight. Y'all not even looking at this because it didn't make hype beasts or any blogs. And then you're gonna want it once I do it,
Yeah.
That was my reputation for a very long time. I was always proud of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got into it. And that's really how I got my sneaker deal.
Yeah. How did the collaborations come with Puma? How did that happen?
Okay, well, I was considered a so-called influential guy in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? I had a lot of people with that worked with sneaker brands. I even got a call with this yesterday that was like, yo, we was in a meeting and they talked about Chicago and they put your name on the board like this is an influence of Chicago, whatever the case is. My homegirl, Rashonda, she used to work with Puma. She was the rep. And Puma was struggling really bad just throughout the Midwest. So she put me on the email one day and she was like, yo, I want to start this program. I'd give you a shoe, and if you can just post it on your Instagram showing people how to wear it, you know what I'm saying? I'll make it where they just send you free stuff. And at the time, that was a really good friend of mine, which it still is. But I was just more concerned, we thinking we getting free shoes. That's a big deal to us, you know what I'm saying? Always, like, I will wake up and I got 5 boxes from Puma with all these different shoes on, and all they want me to do is put it on my social media. I was like, yo, this is cool, whatever the case is. So I did that for a while and it worked. She was telling me how sales were going up. It was a lot of stores in Chicago following my page, and they were inquiring about the excuse me. So that worked. I went along with it for years, and I remember going to at the Magic show in Vegas, and the Puma booth was right. He pulled me in the booth. I was like, yo, this is the dude Zoe that we give all the shoes to. I met the whole staff. It was just a really, really good thing. Mind you, my guy coming there, Emory Jones, that's Jay-Z's best friend.
Yeah.
He has a Puma deal. So he's just walking in there already as she's sitting me in there. As soon as he walk in, he stopped. He like, yo, this is the guy right here. So the whole booth is like, what do you mean he's the guy? Like, this is the guy we need to focus on, because I met Emory in Los Angeles. I was styling Wale. and me and
Oh,
Wale
okay.
had some. Yeah, we had a little some little words, and Emery caught it. He was like, "That dude is a trip." Wale is a different type of dude, whatever the case is. So that's how I knew Emery. So, make a long story short, we in Vegas, we talking, and they said they was gonna give me a shot. It took like 3 or 4 years, so I just thought they was talking. And then
Mm-hmm.
one day, the brand was just heating up in Chicago. My Instagram was picking up pretty well, and they was just like, "Yo, you ready?" And I'm like, "What you mean? Am I ready?" They're like, "You ready to get a shoe?" And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." I'm hyped, but I still ain't really paying no attention. Puma flies me to Boston. We design a shoe, first grade shoe. You know what I'm saying? I get the sample like maybe 6 months later. They fly to from Boston and give me the shoe, and they was like, we gonna scrap it. We think we can do better than that. This is what Puma said. They think we can do better. So I used them real good. I said, why? If y'all don't scrap it, can I the shoe at least? And that's when it went viral. I posted the Puma sneaker, and you know how you look on your explore page, out of
Yeah.
all them 30 some boxes, everybody reposted it. It got like 30,000 likes and 5,000 comments. It made all the
Oh,
blogs. It was a really big deal. And now we on sneaker number 13. You know what I'm
this is
saying?
sneaker number 13.
13
Oh my God.
in 3 years. It's
Oh
crazy.
wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Sneaker number 13. Yeah.
So this is what I want to know from you. What is your design process? What is the process when you start making a shoe, designing the shoe? What is the process?
Well, I have my concepts that I look at stuff that I was inspired on. You know what I'm saying? About me really, really knowing sneakers, and I'd be like, yo, it was a flight Jordan that came out in '93 that was this. I wish they'd do this again, but it would have been dope if they would have just did this. So what I've been doing just with every shoe so far is tying it back with my brand. So it usually is the same colors with the blue, the red, the gold, the green, just to tie in with my clothing. So anything that drops in the future or if dropped in the past, whatever shoe you buy ties in with it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's just my format. Now I'm just in a different space because I really, really want to go left because what I'm doing is being mimicked a lot. And I take it, you know what I'm saying? That's just what
Yeah.
comes along with what we doing. And especially as long as I've been in it. But I call my guy Dante from the fashion firm and we just go at it. We put that blank canvas on the screen. We got a big box screen. And then we just start playing like go this, go that. And we just play around until we come up with something that we both like. I really, really value his opinion. One of few people that when it comes to design, I'm like, yo, his taste level, I feel like is where it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So I'm like, yo, that's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's do it. And that's the concept. It's real simple actually with the shoes, you know?
That's amazing. And how long does that process take from beginning to when they?
Every shoe that drops is about a year process.
Mm.
You're looking at like a year, it took a year because you got to think you're going to sampling, which is maybe 2 to 3 months. It come back, you want to change this, then the sample come back. Then you got to line in with the brand and see what their plan is with the sneaker. You know what I'm saying? It's a long process, about a year. You know what I'm saying? Anywhere
Oh
from
wow.
8 months to a year. Get on the same page.
Okay. And tell it. So that there's a new shoe that just dropped.
Yeah, it's the all white style rider. I don't even have one to show you. They dropped Saturday. We sold out Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? All
Oh
of them are
my God.
gone. But it was an all white shoe. They were supposed to be summer drops. That's why they got summer colors. One was all white, and the one I got releasing this weekend is all yellow. They were summer shoes, but due to COVID, it was pushed back. But they still did really well. We sold out in a day. You know what I mean? We didn't have enough. We
So when
never
is
have.
this new when is this new shoe coming out?
It's an all yellow shoe. It's called a Style Rider. It's all yellow. I don't even have them in my hands yet. They don't land to me until tomorrow, and they want me to drop them Friday. It's
So
crazy.
wait a minute, how do people get these shoes? Like what in the world?
They're
Am I
gonna be
having
in my
to get this shoe?
this location I'm at now, 69 East 16th. They'll drop Saturday morning. We'll be here all day, and then I always align maybe 50 to 75 pair to go online as well.
That's what I was about to say. What about people who are not from Chicago?
Yeah, no, we definitely look out. AlonzoJackson.com is always some on there just to give my guys and females opportunity to purchase them. Make it fair. It's hard though. A lot of people get mad at me after these releases because it's just really tough, man.
Do you know? I'm not even in the sneaker, but somebody called me and was like, "Can you call Alonzo Jackson?" So I know you get that a lot. I'm not even nowhere near you. And people, can you ask Alonzo about this new shoe because he's trying to get it? So it is. People want this
tough.
shoe.
It's a blessing because it sells out, but then there's so many people that you wish you can give a shoe to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's the thing with Puma that I'm trying to get them to understand the importance of seeding, the importance of just going against the grain. Everything is not about $1. Like even if they give me 150 pair, 25 of them I'm paying for, I'm still giving away free because you got to touch the hands of the influencers. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad. I really wanted June Ambrose. She should have got a shoe. She didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that I really like. And she's also Puma now. And why didn't we get her a shoe? You know what I'm saying? So just that type of stuff, you know?
So that's Fashion Geek. You know, I've been trying to, for a couple of years, to get you to participate in the Emerge Fashion Show with the Alonzo Jackson brand. Mm-hmm. Tell us about the Alonzo Jackson brand, which I love.
Yeah, Alonzo Jackson is everything I've been wanting to do. Here's the thing, just being all the way honest with you. I've never even spoken this, so this is an exclusive on why Alonzo Jackson. Why Alonzo Jackson. Fashion Geek is doing extremely well. We can't keep up with it, you know what I'm saying, as far as the demand, as far as the stores, as far as everything. So as a businessman, I look kind of crazy wanting to go against what I already got going. And it took so long to build up and get going. But in my heart, I am where I am fashion-wise and what I'm supposed to be displaying. And that's what makes it difficult. So I was going to take Fashion Geek and just change it up. But everybody is not ready for that, you know what I mean? So that's when I was just like, yo, what better way to do me than start a brand with my government name? You know what I mean? Alonzo Jackson. So that's just what it is. And I'm extremely excited. I did 2 pieces so far. COVID slowed it down. It would have dropped by now. It's just everything was being manufactured in LA. And I just started to find manufacturing local just to keep up with what I was doing. And right now we got these pants, got a couple jackets. I'm extremely excited about it because it's not about the money. It's not about what people think I should be doing. It's coming from my heart. And I really feel like it's different and it's going to change the world.
I love that. So as we wrap up, can you give some advice to young designers and creatives who, you know, look up to you or in the game right now? Like what advice would you give them on starting and then just keeping motivated to keep it going?
Well, the motivation I feel like comes from travel because being in Chicago is difficult and you don't see people doing what we see on TV on a regular basis. So I feel like it's important to travel to get around other creatives that's doing what you're doing just so you guys can learn on each other and figure out. The route to not go is what I get the most is DMing somebody like me asking, can we sit down? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still hustling myself. I probably get 50 to 60 DMs a day like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's not a bad thing because I respect the ambition, but that's not how you do it. It's more so just the travel and the research. It used to be the shows, just due to COVID, we can't travel as much. But I mean, to be honest, all we got, not saying all we got in a bad way, but what we have now is stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Internet and just everything is on the internet. If you ain't been to Fashion Week, you still can participate in them because everything is online. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing, but it's just the research and the travel. You know what I'm saying? It's important just to go to other creative states and just rub shoulders and build with people. That's just my thing. And that's the best way to get motivated on coming up with collections and design just from traveling. I was just in DC a couple weeks ago. I went to the African American Museum finally. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying to get there, and that was just like probably the best thing I've ever been to ever. You know what I'm saying? And it inspired me so much to just get home and dig deeper in our roots and design based on what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just stuff like that.
I love that. I agree
Yeah.
with everything you just said. That is perfect. So what's next
Thank
for
you.
you? You got the
Yeah.
shoes, you got the Alonzo. I think you talked about it, but what do you
Yeah.
want for yourself for the future?
Well, the goal is to get a shot with a brand on a creative just on the creative director side, just for someone down the line to notice what I've done with the resources I have and really just say, yo, if we gave this dude a chance with what we got, our resources and push what we can do with that. Not saying that's the end goal, but I would like that, what I'm saying, an opportunity just to go a year or so with another brand, just, making it way, way fresher. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, other than that, I'm really just concerned about Alonzo Jackson. Fashion Geek is like a family brand. It's something that I want to be around forever. That's why I keep it so tight. So always maintaining Fashion Geek. Alonzo Jackson, I'm super excited about my Puma situation. I got a collab coming with Rock Nation. I got a few collabs that's just not signed off yet. So just keeping it going, you know what I'm saying,
Oh
with
my
everything.
God.
Yeah.
That is so good. So how can people find you? Instagram, Fashion Geek?
Yeah. It's Fashion Geek Zoe. Just easy, just ZO, Fashion Geek Zoe. I'm on there like everybody else
Yeah.
a little too often. My website is alonzojackson.com, which will have Fashion Geek and Alonzo Jackson on there. And then the store locations are all in my bio on Instagram. That's
Thank
it.
you so much, Alonzo. You know I'll be watching you from afar. Every
Thank you.
time I talk to you, it's such a great thing. It's just so good, so much information. I love your knowledge of fashion, your admiration for fashion, taking
I'm
out the
honored.
time. I love
I'm
it.
honored to even get something like that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So thank you everybody for listening to Emerge Design Talk podcast. I ask you to subscribe to this podcast so you can see upcoming more legends and notables in fashion. So thank you very much.